Chelsea, wherever you may be. Chelsea, wherever you may be fast. Red Devils, Devils people. Chelsea, wherever you may be. Ruben Amorim, why? Ruben Amorim, why? You have a final on Wednesday, why? Why do you want to? Why do you want to pour sand in our food? Come on, use your second team and go and win on Wednesday. No, you want
Oh
to
my
prevent
days.
us from going to Champions League, and you think you
Hmm.
win on Wednesday? We see. We'll be
So now
there.
you're now on the other side. You're now
And
with
on the
us.
other side, they must
You're
lose
going
on
to.
that Wednesday. They must lose for what Amorim did today. Full team,
But
full
what's
gear.
Amorim's like thoughts towards using his full team though?
He said he wanted to get them prepared for the final, to feel like they can do it, control the game and everything. I'm like, bro,
So this was like a practice for him for the final.
practice for him.
Wow.
But it's going to affect them because it's 5 days time.
You think so?
100 Kingsley, 100%.
But if they've gotten a few, if they did not win against Chelsea, don't you feel like in the final they might win against Tottenham?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Mm.
What essence is the game? The game is not going to take you out of 16th
Mm-hmm.
or wherever they are now.
The game
That's where
doesn't really add anything.
it doesn't add anything. So what's the point?
Wherever it's one game, it's 2 games left in the Premier League.
Yeah, they are not going to even
Just
finish
focus
above
on
13th.
Yeah,
Right?
they will never finish above here. Even if they won this game,
Yeah,
and then they won the next game. Let's say they won their
Aston Villa
next 2 games. Let's say
Yeah.
they won their next 2 games. That gives them 6 points. Right now they have 39 points.
Mhm.
That's plus 6. That
That's
puts them in like what? It puts them in like what? 40 what?
13th. 43.
43.
Mm.
43 is like 13th. And that's no guarantee, right? You don't know how Wolves will play or Everton will play. So it's kind of
Those
like
ones are
13th,
going to
14th.
win.
It's just kind of like 13th, 14th you're expected to get. So it's pointless, you know.
He used Bruno for almost 70 minutes. 70. Mount is just coming from injury. He used
Mhm.
Mount for 70 minutes. Ahmad, he left Ahmad till about 80 something minutes.
Mm.
I'm like, why would you do that? And you now brought in Ugarte and all these guys. They almost broke the leg of my players. I'm like, bro, what is happening here? Is this a mercenary walk or what? What's happening? He didn't send this guy to Stamford Bridge.
Oh my
What did
god.
he do? It was so nervy. I've never been so nervous in my life than today. I was too nervous. And the players were nervous. Especially after Maguire scored first. That
Mhm.
striker
Mhm.
in defender skin. That striker is Romero should just forget about Højlund. He's a disgrace at this point. Højlund should forget about being a striker. Maybe just go back to Norway or Denmark.
He's definitely one of the people that we highlighted
No,
that
he
they should sell.
go. He should go.
But you guys are 66 points, Newcastle
Yeah.
66 points, Aston Villa 66 points. It's kind of, I mean,
loving it.
Chelsea and Aston Villa have already played, right? 1 game left.
Yeah.
Newcastle, they've not played yet.
They're going to play Arsenal next.
Man City, they've
I'm
not
hoping
played.
my North London neighbors can do it for me. If they don't win, they are going to drop down.
Also, Man City also, they've not also played. So it's
Man
like
City are playing in the FA Cup final tomorrow. Then Tuesday they go to Bournemouth. They play Bournemouth. So
it almost feels like the competition between Newcastle, Chelsea, and Aston Villa. It almost feels like you guys are, because if Man City win, it feels like all of you are competing for the 4th position.
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th, basically.
Yes.
And 4th and 5th positions are Champions League spots.
Yes. So Kingsley, let me now tell you something. To me, it depends on what happens in the FA Cup, because even Manchester City is not guaranteed to go to Champions League.
I think they would.
The only way they would is if Nottingham Forest bottles it to West Ham. Because as they are now, they are going to play the FA Cup on Saturday. and they are going to play Bournemouth on
They
Tuesday.
just need to not lose that Bournemouth game. Because if
If they get a draw, it's a bad result.
but if they get a draw, that still
It's
puts them
66.
it still puts them in 4th position.
Who do they play on the final day? Fulham.
And they can beat Fulham, right?
Fulham are competing. They need to go to Europe too in their house. Hey, Kingsley, don't take that risk. It's better the thing is in your hand.
So Man City, let's say Man City beats Bournemouth. If they beat Bournemouth, it means that City they play Fulham in Fulham's home.
They will draw points. You see those two games. They are not games I want to be involved in.
Those are tricky games.
And Bournemouth. Oh my no. I prefer playing a game like Man U, Newcastle. You can say okay, Newcastle you can predict it, Man U. But you see that's why I said of the two of every team, Aston Villa's fixtures are the most straightforward, are the best because they are playing Man U, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Man U in the final. Right now, it depends on how that goes also because if Tottenham wins on Wednesday, Man U will be angry that Sunday.
Because they lost Europa. They will not want to lose at home.
Yes. And I saw what they did today. They're a dangerous side. I think what is killing Man U and Ruben Amorim is that striker. That Højlund of him is a disaster.
So if they can get someone like Cunha,
he cannot even hold up.
He might actually have a good season next season.
The hold up play is terrible. In fact, George did better. George. Anyway, they are even the same age mates. What am I saying?
Højlund is 19?
Yes.
Damn. Højlund looks like he's 24.
How old is Højlund? Højlund should be like 20 or 21.
Højlund.
Yeah.
Rasmus Højlund, let's see. He's 22.
Imagine. You should forget about it. He can't make it in as a striker anymore. Just go and do something else. I hope he has an education or a handwork.
You guys are looking for the win. You guys got the win. Aston Villa won Spurs.
Yeah.
Now we have to see what happens with the rest of the sides that play. We have to actually see what happens.
You know what I think? What
happens with Newcastle.
I think we are going to have losses. I say out of those three teams, Arsenal, Newcastle, Manchester City, and Nottingham Forest, at least two of them will lose.
You know, if Newcastle beats Arsenal, Newcastle are second on the table.
Second. That's a disaster.
So that's a game that is you must not lose for Arsenal.
Exactly, for Arsenal. That's what I'm saying.
You must not lose. You must at least get a draw from that game. Because if Newcastle find a way and they beat Arsenal,
a draw is not even, how do I say it now? Okay, the goal difference is much, but a draw.
Do you know? You're not understanding something. You're missing something though.
What am I missing?
If Arsenal lose their next two games,
they are not going to Champions League. That's what I'm saying. So nobody is guaranteed now.
The only person that is guaranteed Champions League is Liverpool.
Yes, nobody else.
From 2 to 5 to 6, in fact,
nobody.
It's open. The only person that maybe will not be able to make it back is Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
because Nottingham Forest 68 points, right? That's the most amount of points they can get if they win their next two. So let's remove Nottingham Forest from that conversation. But from 2 to 6, it's anyone's game.
And Man City wants that second. They wanted that second position.
It's anyone's game,
right?
It's really anyone's game. Because City, I can tip Man City to win their next two. I say City beats Bournemouth.
I tell Kingsley on this podcast, clip it. I'm the one that telling you City is going to drop points from those two games.
Which game do you think they'll drop points? Who do you
I don't know, but I just have that feeling that they will drop points. I don't know. You see, the thing is that City has had issues.
Do
you get? And everybody has like, okay, they are now okay. But I watched them against Southampton,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what what is this performance about?
They feel pretty average.
De Bruyne did not turn up. You know the game they've been getting by in the last before the Southampton draw. De
Mm-hmm.
Bruyne has been rescuing them
Yeah.
against. I don't know if it's Crystal Palace. They were
Mm-hmm.
2-0 down.
Mm-hmm.
He scored a free kick. He had an assist,
Mm-hmm.
and they leveled up. Maybe they started right.
Yeah.
So that's it. And now De Bruyne, it feels like De Bruyne has checked out. He was kind of doing it so that he gets a new contract,
Yeah.
but they simply don't want him. And the body language is there.
It's like, yeah, I'm going to
Like
leave
even if they
anyways.
qualify for Champions League, he's not going to be there. So
It's kind of pointless at this point.
yeah. So
Kind
the
of
body
pointless.
language is affording, not turning up. Bournemouth, you see, Bournemouth and Fulham. The problem with those two is that they need at least a win. Let's check where they are. They need
So
at
Bournemouth,
least.
Bournemouth, they are 10. Fulham is 11.
So how many? How many? From 1 to 8, I think 1 to 8 goes to Europe.
1 to 8 or 1 to 7?
1 to 8 because there's Conference League now.
Oh, 1 to 8. Okay, one to
Yeah.
eight. So Bournemouth, they are basically trying to fight to get to like 8th position, because if they
What is
win,
8? What is 8 position? 8
8
position.
is Brentford.
What score is that?
Like what points they have?
What points? What
55,
points?
55 points.
Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
What of a Bournemouth?
Bournemouth 53 points.
Ah,
Brentford 55 points.
55.
Brighton 55 points. It's still this is a very competitive league season
That's what
actually.
I'm saying. What is Fulham? I hope Fulham is not 50 something.
Fulham is 51.
Ah, they will not. Man City will not win them.
Because if Fulham win their next two,
They can go to
that
Europe.
that guarantees them what? 57 points.
57.
It means they can be like 8th position, right? Depending on how Brentford play. But
Who does
it's
Brentford
open.
play next? Who does Brentford play next? Nottingham Forest, they are going to
Fulham.
Europe. Oh, Brentford plays Fulham.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. What are we saying?
Fulham is playing Brentford and City.
Yeah.
The next
So
game.
they have a good chance, right?
Hmm.
They win Brentford.
Do you
Are
think
you telling?
Do you think they will beat Brentford?
They
No,
can.
I don't think so.
They can. They
Brentford at
can
home.
beat full Kingsley. Fulham are a good side. The last game that Fulham lost, their manager was not on the sideline. He showed.
They're always
It was
difficult to. They're definitely always difficult to beat.
very
So,
difficult side. And
so
you know the funny thing.
mhm,
Okay, let me put out this prediction. If Fulham gets a win against Brentford and it
mhm.
takes them to 54, who does Brighton play? I hope Brighton does not play. Maybe they will play a relegation team.
No, they're playing Liverpool.
Away.
No, at home.
That's
Liverpool
it.
is away.
See, so you see,
They'll probably win that game or draw the game.
they are not even win. Do you think they win Liverpool?
I think Liverpool are kind of make it's. I feel like it could be, it's open.
Yeah,
They
mentally
have the
checked
chance
out.
to. We are kind of mentally checked out from the league because we've won the league. The boys are on holiday. They have to leave holiday, come back, train for the game, go back on holiday. So Liverpool right now, if you play a good game, you can beat Liverpool because the boys are not mentally like switched
There.
on like that. Yeah, because we've won the league. Because we don't really need the points for anything.
But do you know? But do you know that game, anything can happen. If
Of
you saw what
course.
Liverpool Chelsea, you saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't put the icing on the cake, you guys could have gotten a draw from that game.
Even Arsenal felt like they could have gotten a win, but what happened? We almost even won the game. So I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game that Brighton will come and they will just win, but
That's what I'm
I
saying.
still think it's not something that's so far
And
away like
and
Brighton
and
can't
does
win.
Brighton have the quality?
Well, that's a different conversation,
So
right?
look at
If they
it
have the
this way.
quality to beat Liverpool.
Let's play this hypothesis. If Liverpool, let's look at because Liverpool can even. I told you something 2 streams ago. I said Liverpool is they are more like the kingmakers in this European race.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Chelsea a chance. It was obvious.
Mm-hmm.
They are more like kingmakers. They gave
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea a chance. They kind of like took the chance away from Arsenal. Like, you're not getting it from us. That's easy. Fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Arsenal almost lost. That would have been the biggest disaster ever if they lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if they go to Brighton and win Brighton,
Mm-hmm.
Fulham has a chance. It makes Fulham want to play. There's everything to play for. Especially, I don't know who is playing first. If who is playing first, let's
Fulham,
even, or
Fulham
they are playing at the
definitely.
same time.
No, they're not playing at the same time. Fulham is playing first, but
Good.
Brighton. If depending on what Fulham does, I think Brighton they also need that win from Liverpool, and they're at
Yes,
home. So it's not even going to be a game where they're just going to sit back and just they
true.
will actually come
Be a
out and they will
fight.
actually play.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek, what's up? Welcome to the stream, man. Newcastle and Chelsea to fumble.
Ah, nah, I don't think
Newcastle
so.
and Chelsea. You actually think Newcastle
Ah,
and Chelsea to fumble?
nah, I don't think so.
Nah, bro, nah, bro. But wait,
I think Nottingham.
Derek, a Man U fan. What
No,
happened today?
you see
Derek
see
is a
what
Man U fan,
Ruben
actually.
Amorim did to us. Derek, why?
Derek is a Man
Why?
U fan.
Full squad.
Why would Amorim play his full
Ah,
squad today?
God, God.
You guys have Europa on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So why play your full squad today if you have Europa on Wednesday and you need to win Europa? You know? But
You know the funny thing,
I say don't worry about us.
I have the, I have this sneaky feeling,
Yeah.
right, that Newcastle can lose their last 2 games.
Newcastle will not lose their last 2 games. They will not
Kingsley,
lose their last 2 games.
they play Arsenal and
I'm
they
telling
play
you, like
Everton.
Arsenal should be they should be very worried and concerned.
Actually, they are. They
I
are.
don't think so.
You
Actually,
don't
Derek,
think so?
I don't think Derek said we'll be in Champions League next year, and I'm like, I actually don't think so. I
Why?
actually don't think Man U will be in the Champions League next year
It was a bad decision to use your full squad today.
because I think I
Yeah.
not just think I really want Tottenham to beat you guys. Actually, I'm
It
just going
was
to
To
I'm
me,
just going to watch the game
it was
and
not
be
a good
hopeful.
idea. It
Mm.
was not a good idea.
But maybe it might have a good outcome. Maybe
It's
the boys are warmed
how
up.
would he have a good outcome?
This could have been a case where Amorim is trying out his tactics for the
You
final.
play in five, Kingsley. You forget that this is football and you are running. You've used energy.
But they have recovery now. They will
You
recover.
played and they are going to travel. You played Bruno for 70 good
But
minutes.
Tottenham too, they will travel now. Is the final not in
And
Bilbao?
Tottenham will travel, but
Where's the
Tottenham
final?
rested most of the people that will play.
I still feel like it's still an open game. I still feel like it's still an open game.
But
But me personally, I want Tottenham
yeah.
to win. But it's still
But
a
you
game that
watch
Man
in
U will
that
win.
game, you will see that you will see. Anyways, let's just watch. We never can tell, right? It's who wants it more.
You can yeah, you never can tell. At the end of the day, hey Jordan, what's up? At the end of the day, I feel like it's down to that final. Whoever shows up, whoever plays would win.
Will win. Okay.
This could be a good thing. They lost to Chelsea. They don't want to lose the final. So it could be a point of motivation. The boys go there
Mm.
and they just replicate what they did against Chelsea.
But
Similar tactics, and they try to win.
you forget something. You replicate,
Yeah, the-
right?
yeah.
You forget, but football. There's also energy in football.
Yes,
And
I agree.
you saw this against Arsenal. Remember when Arsenal played PSG?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Ateta used his full squad the week before. He lost to Bournemouth. What happened
Yeah,
when he went to PSG? Did he win?
they felt defeated for sure. They
Yes.
felt
And
defeated.
the thing is that there's no in that game. I felt like there was no energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was no energy.
But PSG is a different side from Tottenham.
So that's what
PSG,
I'm
they are a
saying.
very good team. They are a
Okay.
very good team in the Champions League. It's not a like for like comparison. But because
But
Tottenham are not as
do you
good as
remember that
PSG.
PSG rested their own players?
They did, I know. They did.
Yes, and to me, you see energy, football energy. Apart from tactics and all these things we are
Mhm.
putting through, energy matters. Do you get to me? I didn't see any point in him playing Bruno Fernandes for 70 something. If he played him for 50 something minutes,
Mm-hmm.
that's still fine. But not 70. He played. Ahmad just came back from injury. Ahmad
Mm-hmm.
was on the pitch for like 80 minutes. And
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad is your outlet, one of
Mm-hmm.
your main people.
Mm-hmm.
You now use the poor boy almost 80 something minutes, 70 something, 80 something minutes. You're not going to use him on Wednesday again. Or does he plan to use Ganacho? He brought in Ganacho.
Yeah, what Derek is saying. Is it
Yeah.
FA Cup to Europa to Champions League will be there. I'm not worried about Spurs in a cup final, right? That's what I'm telling you. Like it might just not mean anything. Spurs in a cup final, it might not mean anything. Like at the end of the day, Man U might get there. We all just don't want Man U to win because we don't want Man U to get back in the Champions League. We're just haters that are trying to like wish them bad. But at the
I
end of the
wasn't
day,
I
we know
wasn't
that
wishing
this
I
Man U team have what
yeah,
it takes to beat Tottenham in a final. They played you guys. You guys
we'll see.
scored one goal,
We'll see.
right?
We'll see.
We-
You know why I say we'll see? Um this guy, what's his name? Postecoglou, has he beaten Ruben Amorim this season?
I actually don't know.
Check that if he's beaten. We have Chevy on the live. Chevy, why? Why did Ruben Amorim do like this? Eh? Ah, God. I didn't feel it was a good idea. Chevy, what do you think? Using your full squad against Chelsea, was it a good idea? I don't think it was a good idea. Anyways, maybe it might not
You
mean
really,
anything.
you really don't think so?
Yeah.
Well, Tottenham actually wants to see Tottenham, Manchester United, right? To see what they've
Mm.
played. Spurs actually beat Man U this
That's what I'm
season
saying.
at
He's
home.
beat
He
what
beats
of
Postecoglou
away
beat Man U at home.
and away. What of away? He beat him away too.
Have they played away?
He beat him away. They played away.
They played away. Yeah, he
Yeah.
beat him away actually.
That's what I'm saying. He knows how to
Home
beat
and
him.
away, home and
Yeah.
away, home and away. Whoa! Looking at this now, Derek.
That's what I'm saying.
Derek, I actually feel like you guys might lose that final. He said, but
Okay,
he said
he
it
said
was
it was to test
test
tactics.
tactics. They have
They
enough
have
days.
enough days. Okay.
The
You
final
think
is on. The final is on when? The final is on Wednesday,
it's on
right?
Wednesday?
It was to test tactics. They have enough days to rest. Well, this is against a side that you guys have not won this season. Don't forget, it's against a side that you guys have not won this season, home and away. You guys, or am I tripping? Did you guys win? No, they beat
Man, you didn't
Tottenham.
win.
Tottenham played Man
Beat
U.
Man you home and away.
They beat Man U home and away. They beat Man
Yes.
U at home 1-0.
Yeah.
They beat
Yeah.
Man U away 3-0. So you guys have lost to Tottenham this season. Would you guys lose to them again for the third time? Are they about to three-peat you
The
guys
only
and beat you guys 3 times in the season?
today, I feel like today Manchester United performed. In fact, today was a day I saw one of the best performance for Manchester United away this season that I've watched them.
Mhm.
Right? But I'm just wondering, why are you putting up this against me at this time? I'm sure it's that boy called Mason Mount in the dressing room.
You're
He
still
doesn't.
traumatized from them playing you
Ah,
full squad.
yes, I was so like I was just so. How do I say it now? He said, but we lost to City the same year.
And we
We
beat
beat
them
them
in
in
the
the
FA
FA.
Cup.
But that's Ten Hag. Ten Hag is different. Ten
But who,
Hag.
who would you say is a better like
Ah,
coach coming into the final, Ten Hag or Amorim?
no,
Because
Ten Hag.
it could be
100%. He knows how
really,
to win. He knows how to win trophies. To
but
me,
maybe I think we all want Tottenham to beat Man U just for bands. But at the end of the day, it might not be
no.
the
But
case. Because
another thing.
looking at the way they played you guys today
If
and
they
testing
play,
out the
if they
tactics,
play like that,
if they play like that
they have a chance.
against Tottenham, they score and they're
Yeah,
able to prevent Tottenham from scoring. Because
yeah.
Tottenham, they don't even really have who is going to score for them
No,
like that. I
but
don't know if they
Solanke
rested
is there
everybody.
now.
Oh,
The
well,
pro-
Solanke,
that's
that's
what I'm
true.
telling you. Is today, what really
Yeah,
killed us is
Solanke,
that we
yeah,
didn't have a good strike. We didn't have a striker.
yeah,
What killed
yeah.
Man U? Man U doesn't have a striker. I
Tottenham, they
think
have a
that's the only
striker.
problem with Man U's team currently. That
Yeah,
Hoyland is zero.
it's garbage.
Okay,
All
Derek.
right, Derek, have a
Yeah.
good one,
Good
man.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it's really, really crazy how the race for this second to sixth position is so tight.
Yeah,
One or two, we have like 1 or 2 games left for some teams, right? But
yeah.
one mistake and it can alter everything.
Will alter the next whole year.
Everything. If Arsenal lose to Newcastle, that's it. They are not second on the table anymore.
Kingsley.
Now
What's
Newcastle,
their final? What's
Newcastle,
their final
Newcastle
game?
will
Their
climb them by
final game is
points.
Southampton, right?
I think this will be their biggest test for this will be the biggest test for Arsenal is Newcastle, but they should be able to beat Newcastle.
What's their next game
So
after
Arsenal
Newcastle?
play Newcastle and
I hope it's Southampton.
they play
Relegation.
Southampton.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just need.
I think they finish
They need
second.
a draw against Southampton
They
to
just
finish
no, they just need to make sure they don't lose to Newcastle and they just beat Southampton and just move on and get the second.
and move on.
I mean, it will be a very disappointing end to the season if they don't finish second on the table.
Yeah,
Right?
no. To be
Very
bad.
disappointing end to the season.
Yeah.
But they should be able to beat for sure. They should be able to beat Southampton.
Wow, it's crazy. But man.
Race
I had my heart in my mouth. I'm like, why is Ruben Amorim behaving like this? Why? But do you know something? I was just thinking, if he came and he pulled it off, had a win against Chelsea, then that might boost them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get? But as he did not have a win, they've expended energy. I feel it's going to count against them.
We'll have to see on that day at the end of the day. We'll have to see on that day how they play. We'll have to see on that day. But it's very interesting though. Second to sixth, I'm really looking forward to how things unfold. Especially with I've been a big, not hater, but I've been pushing out there, putting on people's minds that Arsenal run the risk of not even finishing second.
I think you've always
I
said
put it out there,
yeah,
like
that
they
they
need
should be
to
worried
worry
about
about.
finishing second.
Yeah,
Not
now they
title.
need to worry about even finishing second. They obviously it's another season trophyless, but they need to worry about finishing second because, well, if they slip up, anything can happen. I don't think they will slip up. I think this team has what it takes to still finish second, but it's down to that Newcastle
If
game.
they
I think
lose
that's
their
the biggest
remaining 2
test.
games, what do you think?
If they lose their remaining 2 games, I think they don't even finish in top 5.
Damn, that would be bad.
Because Aston Villa, I guess everybody has played each other, right? Aston Villa, they are playing Manchester United. That's their last game.
Yeah,
If they win that, they win that game, that puts them at 69.
Yeah.
What else? Man City, they have Bournemouth, they have Fulham.
Not easy games too.
Not
Tricky.
easy games. Not easy games, but winnable games.
Winnable but tricky.
Let's say they win those
if any of those 2 teams turn up, then there's a problem.
They win those 2 games, they finish with 71 points. Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Man U on the last day might beat Villa. I saw the way Man U played today.
It's possible.
They might just turn up and beat Villa. You can't even predict them.
It's possible. Right? But I still think it's still a game where you can't really call. We're just saying Villa to lose, but it's possible, but you can't really call. Villa could win that game. If Villa win that game, 69 points. That's the most they can do. Newcastle, the most they can get so far is what? About 73 points or so. 73. Right? So 72 points. My bad, 72 points. The most Chelsea can do is what? 69 points. 69. The most Villa can do is 69 points. The most Man City can do is 71 points. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to whoever turns up and shows up on the final games.
It's actually between we and Villa.
Yes.
Worst case scenario. But you know why I'm happy?
For that fifth.
Arsenal playing Newcastle is going to make a difference. Because if anything that makes Arsenal win Newcastle, I feel like Everton.
I think you guys should even be hoping for Newcastle to lose.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for them to lose to Arsenal and lose to Everton. I think Everton on the final day, we'll be surprised. People are saying
Newcastle will not collect 2 L's from those 2 games. So? They will not collect 2 L's.
They might draw one or lose one, win one.
They can lose one, win one, or it had beat Everton, lose to Arsenal, which is what like I was predicting, having their total points of like 69,
69.
and maybe Chelsea 69. Depends. But it's still anyone's race at this point. It's still anyone's race. It's still open. It's still open. They say the most United can do is 42 points. You guys, man, if you guys don't win Europa, you guys have
42.
had it. If
42
you
or
guys don't
40.
win,
Currently it's 40. You lost today.
no, it's 42 now.
How is
40,
it 40?
41, 42. It's 3 point, 39 point plus 3.
Oh, 42.
Yeah, it's 42 points. You guys, if you don't win Europa, that's
That'll
the
be a
end.
disaster season.
Horrible
You know,
season.
they showed Jim Ratcliffe putting his hand on his head, like when they scored, just put his hand. They now showed him again towards the end. Just put his hand on.
18 losses in the season. Horrific.
And you know what the commentator said too? He said
Horrific.
it's really funny that he was tipped to become an owner at Chelsea. Yeah, it's bad.
You guys are lucky.
This is Man U's worst season since, like, apart from when they got relegated in the Premier League. This is their worst ever. I don't see. To me, I prefer 100%. I prefer Ten Hag to Ruben Amorim. I prefer him 100%. Another reason is that
Ten Hag was a very unpredictable coach, though.
Yes, why Amorim too? He's at a big disadvantage because this team is not his team. He's just trying to, because if you look at it, if Ten Hag saw them to the end of the season, he'll probably be in this final.
Yeah.
Right? And he'll probably win Tottenham. I'm sure of that. If Ten Hag was in this final, forget it.
But Ten Hag the reason why Ten Hag left was because of the unpredictability, right? Yeah. You're not sure what's going to happen.
Okay, but Man U, are you able to predict? You're just predicting losses. Yeah, that's what you are predicting each week. You are consistent with prediction. Oh, they'll lose this week.
I still don't know the reason why, like, Man U's performance really declined.
Do you know that Ruben Amorim? Okay, Kingsley, let's judge. Why I say Erik ten Hag is a better manager than Ruben Amorim. He's played 26 games. Today was 27 or 26, one of them. Do you know how many he's won? Guess how many games he's won?
How many?
6. 6. Wait, just hold that thought. Let me check the win percent. 6 to show you how bad. For those of you that know maths, that's 23% win ratio. That's
he said that's in the league, though.
Yeah, that's in the league. Yeah, Chevy, that's what I'm saying. In the league, 23%. Ten Hag, before he left, Ten Hag had a win ratio of 37%.
But in Europa, he won all his games in Europa. Do you think Ten Hag would have done better in Europe?
Ten Hag would have done better.
I don't think so. I think let me calculate it. They would have kicked Ten Hag out of Europe.
No. I don't think so.
Look at Ten Hag drew his first 3 in Europa.
If Ten Hag was still around, based on his win ratio, Ten Hag had a win ratio of 37%, which is terrible for a Manchester United manager. But that 37% means that's like 8 to 10 wins.
I still don't agree.
That's about 12. That's about 12 points.
I think the way you're looking at it.
Okay, Kingsley, 49 points. Where would you be? Where would 49 points be on the table? Help me check.
Probably 13th. It's probably 13th.
That's where Ten Hag would have been.
No, but it still doesn't mean that Ten Hag is a better coach than Amorim. I don't think we've gotten a full picture of him as a coach. Like, look at when he joined. Look at when he joined United. Look at the team they gave him. This team, are they able to execute what he wants to do? Look at the culture at United.
Garnacho is a disaster.
Still taking United, like, sure, they're not doing well in the league, but taking them to Europa League final is still quite impressive, given that he met them halfway.
True.
I don't think I don't
it's a
think he's a bad
difficult job
manager.
he's doing. Yeah,
It's
it's
a very,
difficult.
very difficult job. I don't think he's a bad manager. I just think the situation is just not the best. Like I said,
And the
if
truth
he
is, he
gets
didn't even want to come
and
for
if he
this.
gets it, like I said, I say on the stream all the time, if he gets a preseason, things will change. I think now you pointed out some things that that's happening. I don't want to get to the whole United and what is wrong,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you pointed out things that are wrong with United, which is, of course,
yeah. Striker.
striker. They don't have
Yeah.
a decent striker. Zexi, Hoyland, those are not like reliable people. We've talked about what you call it,
Mm.
the way he's setting up the team, the way he's playing. He needs to get better wingers or wing backs or whatever. We've talked
Yeah.
about them just signing new people and flushing out the old talents that are just not good or not good enough to execute what he wants. And them just really rebuilding, transitioning, and building a squad depth, having a proper style of play, having a proper club culture.
Mm.
That is what is necessary for United to really improve. But this
True.
manager has what it takes. Ten Hag did not have what it takes. Ten Hag
Yeah, and
was a manager that
you know where
Ten
Ten
Hag
Hag
was a
started feeling. You know where Ten Hag started feeling when he argued with C. Ronaldo.
Ten Hag was a manager that had lacked a backbone. He did not have a
Yeah,
backbone.
that was the problem.
I
Like,
would still rate a manager like sure Postecoglou is doing horrible this season, but Postecoglou had more of a backbone than Ten Hag.
than him.
Ten Hag was a manager that would come after games, be blaming players, be
Yeah,
blaming other people. He will not blame himself. He will
true,
he
true.
will
You are
never
right.
he will
You
never
are
blame
right.
himself. He
You
will
are
never
right.
say
You are
he's
right.
the one that is wrong. He will always blame everybody. So at the end of the day, I still think
Yeah, and
Amorim is better.
Postecoglou would always take the blame for
Take the blame.
everything.
Amorim always comes on his post match conferences and says the truth. The
Yeah,
team we did horrible. We should not be doing like this. I know the performance is bad. The culture is bad. This is that. You understand? He looks like somebody that really wants things to change. Ten Hag looked like somebody that was just happy to have a job. I was doing anything to throw any other person under the bus so that he doesn't lose his job. That was Ten Hag. He would change his play style like
he
two,
was
three different
hanging on.
times. What play style? You can you even say what play
He
style Ten
didn't have
Hag
a
uses?
playing style.
Ten Hag did not even have one play style.
At least Man U has a playing style.
I actually have a take.
Amorim has a
This
playing
is my
style.
take.
Mm.
My take is Ten Hag, them keeping Ten Hag at the beginning of this
Was the
season
worst decision.
was a
Was
bad
the
decision.
decision. Yeah, I think that's it.
It was a
They should
bad
have
decision
sacked
because
him after the FA Cup.
Ten Hag and his mentality is what is
Yeah,
suitable for a mid-table team. Ten Hag is not a top manager. He's not a top team manager. He's a mid-table team manager. He's a manager where, yeah, we don't do well in the league, but we can win some small side trophy,
that win trophies.
some small side, and those things are deceiving.
Yeah,
They are
but
very
if you
deceiving.
but I agree and disagree. Is the trophy that Ten Hag won that made them to be in Europe? So
What is the expectation after spending money, though?
so
What is the expectation?
Amorim now has to win the Champions League to be in Europe compulsory.
The Europa,
Yes, he has to.
of course,
Good.
he has to.
Now,
But even though he doesn't, it doesn't make him
yeah,
bad. I just
it
want to
doesn't
put that
make
out
him
there.
bad.
Okay,
But Postecoglou knows not winning makes his own case worse.
of course,
Yeah. Postecoglou, even if he wins, they will still sack him.
this is the Europa League final where
Because
both coaches and both managers need the
have
win.
been terrible.
They need
Do
the
you get?
win so
Yeah.
that they don't have a horrible end to the season. Because if Tottenham lose, it's like, damn, you finish 17th and then you don't even win anything.
Damn, that's bad. They will sack
Postecoglou
him.
is getting sacked. If
Yeah.
Amorim loses, we could still have an excuse for him of like, okay, he kind of came mid-season. He kind of doesn't have his team, his Ten Hag's team.
Yeah.
He needs that preseason. They need to sign new players. He might still, although I've already said on the stream that he might lose his job, but there's still a chance of them keeping him.
Is it Amorim?
Amorim, yeah. But Postecoglou, him losing, he's on the way out. He's actually on the way out at this point.
Yeah, right.
So going back to the initial point, I still would say yes, Ten Hag like did things.
Yeah.
He won two trophies, sure, in his time.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to clap for a manager where they do the bare minimum and expect congratulations. It is the bare minimum for a United manager to come to United and win a trophy and win
something. Yeah, that's should be a give him. That's the level at which they should be operating.
Unless United is a mid-table team, because the expectation is United should be on the level of the top teams in the EPL.
Yeah.
United should be like City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, or whatever, whatever positions they are. United should be at least competing, just like how all these teams are competing for top 6, top 5. United
Yeah.
should be on that list competing for top 5. They are not a mid table team or a bottom table team, right? If you
Yeah.
look at the teams across Europe, they have as much trophies and accolades and recognition as the Real Madrids and the PS. Let me also call it the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas and the top teams,
Yeah.
across their leagues. PSG
Yeah.
is even a top team in their league. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Top team. Yeah.
So if you look at it, if you come in as a United coach and you win a trophy, okay, what should we do? Clap for you?
Clap for you. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. But I just feel like based on current performance,
Mm-hmm.
right? You put Ten Hag.
Mm-hmm.
Amorim might be a better manager overall,
Yeah,
but he's a result-based business. Based on the results, he's not
yeah.
a better manager than Ten Hag.
Yet,
Yet, simply
yet.
because this
Mm-hmm.
this team is not just a good team for what he wants to do. It cannot work,
Give him a preseason.
right? So they need to clear out. I saw Dogu today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, really solid.
That's
Patrick
an
Dogu.
wait. Let us know. Is that an academy boy? Chevy or the
No,
guys in the chat?
he bought Dogu.
He bought who bought Dogu?
Amorim.
Oh, he bought him. Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
that
I
was
didn't
his
know.
first sign. I think that's his first signing. But Dogu,
Nice.
you see that wing back,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's
right?
stubborn. Like
Yes, he was
Ten Hag is so
stubborn.
stubborn,
That's
so
yeah,
stubborn,
that's the problem I had with Ten Hag, stubborn.
so stubborn. Like
Like that fight with Ronaldo was uncalled for. He fought with Sancho. Do you get
falling
what
out
I'm
with
saying?
everybody. He falling out with everybody. I was watching an interview today on like Salah and his slot, and Salah pointed out one thing that kind of like stuck to me. Is like, and the slot came to the team and made it known that hey, I'm not coming for the superstars. I just need you guys to set an example for the young guys. He came in
Okay.
with the mindset of I want to work with you guys for us
Yeah.
to improve the team. And
That's it.
and Salah was
And
like,
that's what we expected
yeah. Salah
for
was like,
Ronaldo,
he
right?
showed him like his plans and things that he
Yeah.
wanted him to improve on and everything. So that's exactly what Ten Hag should have done with Ronaldo. You have a player like Cristiano Ronaldo on the team.
Was it Amorim that started using Ahmad, or was Ten Hag? I think it was Ten Hag. Ten Hag started using Ahmad.
No, he said his selections almost made Ahmad leave. I don't think
Yeah,
was
because
Ten
then
Hag
he was
using
always
Ahmad.
selecting the goats now in Real Betis.
Anthony over Ahmad. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, and it did not even make sense at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyways, yeah, it
Yeah.
was really a tough watch.
Oh, he said it's Amorim.
Oh,
He
Amorim.
said almost made Ahmad leave. What selections though? What selections are those?
Oh, you mean Amorim selections are not good?
He played Forsen and Anthony and he was chopping men. Really?
Because I know Ahmad always played in Ten Hag. Ten Hag, he unleashed him in the FA Cup. I think so, right?
He
Oh,
said
it's
it's
Ten
Ten
Hag.
Hag. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Makes sense. Because yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
So,
was thinking too as well.
what are your final thoughts?
Okay, we're about to wrap up the stream. I think the race between the second to the sixth is one that is so open, right?
Yeah.
It's weird to say that Arsenal could not finish second in the league, but truly
Oh, I hope we don't say that.
truly there's a possibility that Arsenal may not finish second in the league, right? There
Yeah.
is a possibility, but we know that might not be the case. But the
Yeah.
race definitely is one that's very tight. Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, all having 66 points.
Even
Trying to get
yeah.
that Champions League spot. And Man City, they are not super far. 2 games, they have 65 points. And also trying to secure that Champions League spot as well, right? They were champions last year. They are still trying to, at least if we're not champions this year, let's get into the Champions League. And
Exactly.
next year, we want to be in the Champions League and we also want to compete for the title. But looking at the decisions that were made on Amorim's side to play his full team, would that affect them in Europa? Would that not affect them in Europa? On that day, we just have to see. We have to see if maybe this is some genius move to test out his Europa tactics beforehand
Yeah.
and see early on, does
Yeah.
this work? And
Or
can I
not?
apply this against Tottenham and really
Yeah.
execute and win the trophy? Him winning the trophy obviously would set the pace and set the tone and the
Yeah.
culture of what he wants to achieve at Manchester United. We are
Yeah.
a team that wins trophies. That is the way he can
True.
start that
True.
culture building, statement or rhetoric when it comes to
Yeah.
building his team and transitioning his own team. But like I
Yeah.
said, give Amorim a preseason, give him the signings, and let us then judge. Ten Hag had a season and a half, right? Or
Mm.
so. Give Amorim a full season, and then let us get a true picture on whether or not he's a good coach.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final thoughts for me. I think today Amorim was just trying to be wicked towards Chelsea, anyways. But we'll leave that Chelsea wherever you may be, right? But the thing is, if you ask me if I want Man U to finish to be in the Champions League, it
Mm-hmm.
might even be a disadvantage for Amorim for them to be in Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because he's still building his side, he's still trying to improve on the league form. I think
Mm-hmm.
the focus should just be improving our league form,
Mm-hmm.
improving ourselves, getting better. Then we now focus on getting into Europe.
Mm.
And you being in Europe, you waste that spot. Then you are playing Europe, you are playing league. Then your league form becomes bad.
Mm-hmm.
Then another time your league form is bad. Then you still leave the Champions League that you cried for. But anyway, you can still argue that they need the money. Finally, on the running, anybody can finish in the Champions League,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody can still miss out. Manchester City can still miss out. I know everybody is saying Chelsea had the hardest running, but Manchester City can still miss out.
Mm-hmm.
Nottingham Forest can still miss out.
Mm-hmm.
Aston Villa can still miss out because Man, you can even win them. Man is not they are not an easy side.
Mm-hmm.
Red Devils, they are devilish team. Newcastle can miss out. They can lose their remaining 2 games. So what are
Mm-hmm.
we saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
guys for joining our stream. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Chevy, Derek,
Yeah.
Jordan, all you guys are commented. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't forget. All right, catch you guys.
Thank you. Bye.